Hello, hello. I might be alive, streaming live. What a fucking weird time to be alive. That's stressful kind of night, but I'm alright. Woo. Anyway. Having a hard time getting along with my brother, who I live with, and I love very much. Just everyone's stressed out, you know? People blame each other for things. I see there's some space at the bottom of my screen that could be filled with beautiful colors. I'm gonna do that. Fill it with some colors. That's there. That's what we're talking about. Now you. Game capture. Fill you with the most beautiful of all colors. Come on. Fill you with the colors. There you go. Oh, that's good. That's full screen. Now that's full screen. Game capture just perhaps. No? Wait, are you gonna maybe ho? How about now? How's that? Okay. That's good. I'm going to open up the YouTube chat. If you have any suggestions for what to do in the story, please type them in the YouTube chat while I'm opening it to see. Maybe I'll invite some friends to my stream. Maybe I'll get in the voice channel in my Discord. In fact, yes, I will. Do. Stream an AI dungeon. Do. Streaming. Hello. If you're watching this on a replay, I'm just sort of standing here. You're being very patient. Thank you. Streaming the AI. Oh, there we go. Okay, now I'm on the voice channel. Open my secondary laptop. All right, there we go. Okay. All right. So here we are. There we go. All right. Let's play the AI dungeon. Hop on in. To Dungeon Country. I'm enjoying these beats that I made. Kind of want to turn them up, but I'm afraid they'll be too loud for you, the viewer. Alright. Let's do this. You are... You are Andrew Yang, running for mayor of New York City. You stand against many... Let's see. You run on a platform of eliminating poverty citywide by providing a basic income for every citizen of the city of New York. Enough of an income so that no man or woman lives, no man, woman, or child lives below the poverty line. You also will bring electric buses to NYC, which will improve ease of transportation and reduce emissions drastically. You will also bring a ton of new revenue to New York City by placing a city-run casino on Governor's Island. You step upon, but you step up to the podium on a large you step up to the podium that stands on the foyer of New York City's first city-run casino, ready to cut the inauguration ribbon. I think that's what that's called. It's the inaugural ribbon? No, the inauguration ribbon. Is that a comma? Is that a period? You are the mayor, Andrew Yang, mayor of New York City. Yes. You are Andrew Yang, mayor of New York City. You ran on a platform eliminating poverty citywide, providing a basic income for every citizen of the city of New York. Enough of an income so that no man, woman, or child lives below the poverty line. You also will bring electric buses to NYC, which will improve ease of transportation and reduce emissions drastically. You will also bring a ton of new revenue to New York City by placing a city-run casino on Governor's Island. You step up to podium. Yeah, baby. Oh, yeah.
The crowd is in awe as you take your place at the podium. A small group of people stand behind you, waiting for you to speak. Thank you all for coming out today. You begin. I am honored to be here with my fellow mayoral candidates. Mayor? We don't need another mayor. One man shouts from his seat behind you.
Okay. If we don't need another mayor, what sort of governmental leader would fill the duties that our mayor previously performed, sir?
You say okay. If we don't, well, I suppose someone who has a lot of experience running a large organization like this one could do it, but that person wouldn't have much time left over for other things. Then why not just appoint yourself as mayor? Another voice asks. Because then I'd be doing something else all the time. Besides, if we're going to make any progress against poverty in New York City, we need more than just me. A few people laugh at your suggestion.
Okay. That's pretty funny. A few people laugh at my suggestion. I'm gonna move my face down. There we go. Okay. That should be better. There we go. All right. People laugh at my suggestion. Now, thank you for watching in the chat. Please, if you have any suggestions, I'm all ears. I'd love to hear them. All right. Now, where was I with this business of this story? Oh, shucks. Did I? I did not close that window. No, there it is. Jeez. Too many tabs open. Anyway. All right. So, can I get back to opening New York's city's first city-owned casino here on previously underutilized Governor's Island? This casino will bring in millions of dollars in city revenue without requiring any additional taxation whatsoever. Let's have a cheer. Let's have a cheer for that, New York. Go.
You say so. Can I get back to opening New York City's first city-owned casino, here on previously underutilized Governor's Island? This casino will bring in millions. The crowd claps in unison, and you take your hands in the center with your fellow mayoral candidate, Robert Anderson, as a show of unity. He gives you a wink. The casino is just the first step towards a brighter future for New York City, you say. We'll be able to do so much more. You cut the ribbon, then turn to walk back.
Can you expound on what more we will be able to do, Robert?
You say, can you expound on what more we will be able to do, Robert? Why, of course. If you're interested, that is. We would be able to open a city-run business to compete with Uber and Lyft within the 5 boroughs, for starters. Why would we want to do that, you ask? Oh, it would bring in so much money for the city. But, I suppose you wouldn't care about that as much as I do, he says.
What? Why wouldn't I care about that as much as you, Robert? You know that I love this city first and foremost. Robert, you jerk. Getting fresh with me?
You say, why wouldn't I care about that as much as you, Robert? You know that I love this city first and foremost. Of course, of course. The thought never even crossed my mind. You've always cared for the city before yourself. That's why I'm so glad. Gentlemen, you say, we're supposed to be electing a leader here. Let's stay focused on that. The two men step back from one another. Robert is still clearly upset about your comments, and it seems fairly clear at this point that he was planning on taking the mayoral position for himself.
Would anyone like to continue this debate over a game of blackjack here in our city-owned casino on Governor's Island? Governor's Island. The casino, please. Come on, let's do this.
You say, would anyone like to continue this debate over a game of blackjack here in our city-owned casino on Governor's Island?
Governor's
The
Island.
group slowly begins to disperse, and you head towards the craps table. It looks like you handled it pretty well, says David, who is waiting for you at the craps table.
The craps
The two
table.
of you exchange a quick hug before he sits down at the table and rolls
Quick
the dice.
hug.
He glances at you before he throws, but his expression is unreadable.
Can't
You
read it.
watch as he rolls, his brow furrowed in concentration. An 8.
They give me a heart. That is not a good blackjack hand. No, sir.
You say that is not a good blackjack hand. Then you should have said so before I put all my chips on the table, he says, in a tone that implies he was joking. You sit down opposite him, and he lays his cards out on the table face up. 3 kings. Do you want to try again? He asks. Not really, you say, laying your own cards out in front of you.
Three
Another
kings
3
is a
kings.
losing blackjack
Beautiful,
hand.
David says, giving you a wide grin. You say 3 kings is a losing blackjack hand. 3 kings is a winning blackjack hand when the dealer's got a 6 showing.
Is that
David
right?
says, raking the chips towards him. That can't be right, you say, doing the mental math. The probability of you getting a king every time is 21%. You've got 3 of them, so it should be. You trail off.
That's a strange probability. It should be that in the richest nation in the world, no man, woman, or child lives in poverty. Period. For any reason.
You say it should be that in the richest nation in the world, no man, woman, or child lives in poverty. Period. For any reason. That's right, David said. It'll be a hard fight.
Pretty
The
good.
other mayors aren't going to want to give up their luxury, but it's important.
How many mayors? How many mayors can New York City simultaneously have?
You say how many mayors can New York City simultaneously have? Just one, David says. So, if I challenge Bloomberg, that means I'll win? You got it. The Democratic Party will vote for you, and the Green Party might as well. And the Republicans? David smiles. They'll vote for anyone but a Democrat. You let out a low whistle. I'm in politics now, huh? Unless you'd rather stay a bureaucrat. It's your choice.
I'll do whatever it takes to end poverty with a basic income. You know that.
You say I'll do whatever it takes to end poverty with a basic income. You know that.
Basic income.
I know, David says, with a wink. We'll do it together, you say, leaning in to kiss him. David grins.
We're kissing.
Now roll the dice.
What would Evelyn think? All right. Let's, you know what? Give him a friendly handshake. I'm going to just sort of change the tenor of our relationship here. Now let's roll the dice. Roll the dice.
You roll the dice. You throw a 7. Damn, David says, tossing a chip into the middle of the table. That's $30 to me. You lay down your cards. 2 pairs, kings and 2s. Damn, David says, showing you an ace and a 3. That's a pair of aces, and 3 is a straight. I've got 20. He begins raking in the pot. You throw the dice again, getting another 7.
Interesting. Another 7. So, how are we going to get this basic income implemented citywide?
You say so. How are we going to get this basic income implemented citywide? That's easy, David says. Easy as rolling the dice. How so? We're going to make it a law. We'll have a vote, and if the citizens of New York want a basic income, they'll get it. You raise an eyebrow.
Just like that?
You say just like that? Just like that, David says. What, did you think we were going to do a military coup or something? This is still a democracy. It's still a democracy? David stares at you. You're in charge of the goddamn government, Samuel. I am? You say, surprised. Yeah, you've been in charge of it for nearly 2 years. You just didn't know it. Why?
Let's differentiate between a minimum basic income of $2,000 per month for every New Yorker.
You implement a minimum basic income of $70,000 per year for all who earn less than that in New York City, and an additional universal basic income of $2,000 per month for every New Yorker. You spend the next 2 months writing up a bill for a citywide referendum. If it passes, then New York City will implement a minimum basic income equal to $70,000 per year.
It passes, the outcome of the new laws
On sunny
are
July 25th, you walk into
is
City
as
Hall, 4 years
follows.
after you were last there. It passes. The outcome of the new laws is as follows. $501 to 1,000 people will receive $15,000 per year. 1,001 to 2,000 people will receive $14,000 per year. 2,001 to 4,000 people will receive $13,000 per year. 4,001 to 6,000 people will receive $12,000 per
The
year.
stock
6,001 to
market
8,000 people will
is
receive
affected
$11,000 per year.
thusly.
8,001 to 10,000 people will receive $10,000 per year. The stock market is affected thusly. As a result of your policies, the New York Stock Exchange dropped by 0.2%.
Oh
The new
no.
laws also lead to a wave of automation that eliminates many lower-paying jobs, while also allowing the economy to
The
remain
result of
The
the
changes are
basic
unpopular with many,
income
who
on
begin calling for your
homelessness
By the
is
end of the
as
year, your approval rating
follows.
is at an all-time low of 12%. The result of the basic income on homelessness is as follows. Initially, homelessness drops as the newly employed are able to afford their rent. By the end of the year though, the numbers have begun inching up. Without the jobs they used to have, more and more people can no longer pay their bills. By the end of your first term, the number of homeless people is over 50,000.
It's tough,
a
AI.
15%
It's
increase
tough.
since the policy's implementation.
Now the new policies on crime is as follows.
The effect of the new policies on crime is as follows.
The affect.
There is a 0.2% increase in violent crime, and a 1.3% increase in property crime. In total, the New York area is now home to 7% more criminals than it was in
The
2017.
universal
The number of police
basic
increases by
income has
2,000
this
officers.
effect on
While
crime.
violent crime falls slightly, property crime continues on its upward trajectory as cash-strapped police forces cut back on investigative work in favor of crowd control. The universal basic income has this effect on crime.
What is it?
There is a 1.4% increase in violent crime,
Oh
and a
no.
2.2% increase
Repeating
in
your
property
damn
crime.
self.
In total,
Computer.
the New York area is now home to 9% more criminals than it was in 2017.
The side effects of the new vaccine are as follows.
The side effects of the new vaccine are as follows. There is a 2% increase in people reporting minor illnesses such as headaches, nausea and fevers. There is a 1% increase in the incidence of major diseases such as hepatitis, whooping cough, and tetanus. There is a 0.5% increase in new HIV cases. Within the next 2 years, there are reports that the Sino-Russian Federation is planning to attack the United States.
A lot of info.
You say, wow, that is a lot of info. Bang. A sharp pain surges through your skull as you fall to the ground. It feels as if your mind has been downloaded and then re-uploaded with the
Wow.
information displayed as an infographic on a web page. You blink and look up at the two figures standing over you. They're blurry, but as your eyes begin to focus you recognize them. What's going on? Asks one of them. You took your sweet time.
I'm the mayor.
You say, I'm the mayor.
I'm the mayor. The AI doesn't know what to do. Alright. New game. You are Zangief. Russian street fighter. Champion of Sambo wrestling. And, a man strong enough to overpower a grizzly bear. You have entered into the World Warrior Tournament, and your first opponent is the Karate Vagabond, Ryu. Ryu, who stands before you, ready to fight. Both you and he are ready to fight. You are at Ryu's dojo.
I am ready, Ryu says. Let us begin.
Ryu.
Ryu begins
Ryu.
his warm-up moves, which include a series of kicks that seem to be designed for maximum pain. He then does some kind of spinning kick attack, in which he spins around on one foot while kicking with the other. Finally, he does a backflip kick that seems like it would hurt you if you were standing right next to him.
Okay. Perform my own impressive set of wrestling warm-ups, ending in a spectacular series of bodybuilder poses.
You perform your own impressive set of... You stand there, staring at Ryu as he performs his warm-up routine. The moves are very impressive, but they don't really prepare you for what comes next.
Ryu.
The two men step forward, and the referee calls out their names. Ryu. The announcer shouts. This young man has proven himself worthy of being called a world warrior. His name is Ryu. Yes, Ryu says.
Laugh heartily at my puny opponent.
You laugh heartily at your puny opponent Ryu. ha ha. Zangief. The announcer shouts. This big, burly strongman represents what Mother Russia has to offer the world of competitive fighters. He may be slow and dumb, but he's a formidable force
Hey!
nonetheless. Let's see what he
Zangief
can do.
is not slow.
The two men step forward, and now they face each other, eager for battle. They do not shake hands. You say hey. Zangief is not slow. I am not slow. You say. You are not, the announcer says with a smile. But you are big and dumb. I am not dumb. You say, getting annoyed. Well then prove it, the announcer says, motioning towards your opponent.
A clothesline opponent.
You clothesline opponent.
A clothesline opponent.
You lunge forward, swinging your arm in a clothesline. And the other man steps to the side, dodging your clumsy attack. He grabs you by the head and smashes his fist into your face. This is enough to knock you out. The other man's fist is not pulled, and it smashes into your nose. You fall to the floor,
What?
and after
What
a
is
few
this?
more hits, you are knocked out
Knocked out
completely.
completely. Ridiculous. Okay. Okay. I rise to my feet, ready for the second round.
You rise to your feet, ready for the second round. You are not out yet. This man has made a big mistake, showing off like that. You lunge forward, swinging your arm in a clothesline. And the other man steps to the side, dodging your clumsy attack. He grabs you by the head and smashes his fist into your face. This is enough to knock you out completely. The other man's fist is not pulled, and it smashes into your nose.
Ryu, you have bested me this time,
Winner,
but
the referee announces, Ryu. The ref holds Ryu's hand up in victory.
that was 2 rounds, so let
But
you go.
something is wrong. Everything is spinning. You stand, walk over to the guy who beat you, and punch him to the floor.
Zangief has
The
issue
referee
with
shouts
victory
as you
being
grab the
snatched from
trophy
him.
from his hands. What's your problem? Zangief has issue with victory being snatched from him. You chuckle. He also has issue
Perform
with puny
this
fighter beating Big
spinning
One.
pile
You grab
driver.
him by collar and slam him against the wall. You perform the spinning pile driver.
Zangief perform pile driver.
Spinning pile driver, you say. Zangief grabs the ref, lifts him upside down and drops him head first into the floor. No! The crowd shouts in unison.
Oh yes!
You say oh, yes.
Oh yes!
Yes. You reply, raising your arms in the air. Rip his head off. You crouch down and twist, wrenching the man's neck until it snaps. He lets go of the head to try to escape your
Nah,
grip,
teabag.
but it's too late. You hold him up for all to see as he dangles helplessly from your hand. As you raise him
Kick
overhead,
Ryu
you feel an
in
incredible
the
surge of
swell
power,
of his
then
back.
drop him to the floor.
Kick him in the swell of his back. Is the swell of his back. Kick Ryu.
Ryu is the swell of his back.
Kick Ryu is the swell of his back. That makes sense in Russian. Yeah.
You drop the ref and walk over to your opponent. You pick him up and kick him in the swell of his back, then lift him up again for another quick kick to the
Pathetic.
back. He's helpless in your grip as you lift him overhead once again.
Pathetic.
Pathetic. You say, dropping him
Drop
to
it
the
to
floor.
floor.
You raise your arms in victory.
No
But
one
there's
left.
no more fight left in this one.
The Russian victory dance. Perform Cossack victory dance.
You perform Cossack victory dance. You hold your hand out over your head and begin to dance. It's a traditional Cossack victory dance, which you have performed many times. The crowd seems to enjoy this one quite a bit. You bow to the crowd, then make your way back to your seat.
Zangief collects prize money. I collect
You
it.
collect your prize money.
Collect Zangief collect prize money. Yes.
The announcer approaches with a large briefcase. $1 million, Mr. Russ OMG 4921, he says, as he hands you the
Okay.
case. Thanks, you say. This should do nicely. You were incredible out there. He
Okay.
says, what's your next fight? I'm not sure, you say. I need to
Donate
find someone good to fight.
Prize
The
money
announcer eyes you
to
suspiciously,
Andrew
then
Yang's
hurriedly excuses
mayoral
himself.
campaign.
You donate prize money to Andrew Yang's mayoral campaign. You decide to donate your prize money to the mayoral campaign of a friend of yours, Andrew Yang. He runs a small printing business with his wife and 3 children in Sunset Park, Brooklyn, and they are happy for the support.
Andrew!
Between exhibitions to call him. Hey Andy, you
Is
say, I'd
Zangief!
like to help you out with your mayoral campaign. It's Andrew, he laughs.
I hear
Who is this?
you are going to be big time mayor who will end poverty. Is that right?
You say Andrew. Is Zangief. I hear you are going to be big time mayor who will end poverty. Is that right? Yes, he laughs. The people here love me, and I intend to give it all back to them. This is great, you say. Can you get me a frickin' discount at your printing business? I'll certainly see what I can do.
So,
he says.
since
Good talk,
you have
say. I will speak with you soon.
printing
You hang up
business,
the phone.
you
So
will
far, Andy
end
has been very
poverty by
supportive of your
printing
career as
money?
a professional fighter. You say so. Since you have printing business, you will end poverty by printing money? Ha. I wish that were the case, he laughs. You hear his 3 children shouting Daddy. In the background. How can I help you? Can you give me a discount? You ask. Sure, he says. Say, have you thought about joining the military? It'd look great on your resume.
Zangief was in Russian. No, Zangief were too big for military uniform. Only can wear clothing for bear.
You say Zangief too big for military uniform. Only can wear clothing for bear. Well, that's certainly truthful, he laughs. I have joined special military unit called CPS, or Civil Protection Service, you say proudly. They need big strong men like me to protect America. You hear him typing on a keyboard over the phone. The CPS, he says.
The CPS, the Civil Protection Services, you say. I perform the spinning pile driver. The spinning lariat. He gets the spinning lariat.
You perform the spinning lariat.
I perform the lariat. Only wear clothing for bear.
You immediately begin to spin in a circle. This causes the phone and your entire body to achieve incredible speeds. That night, you arrive at a local military academy with a CPS recruiter in tow. I think I can get you good position, the recruiter says. I just need you to sign on the dotted line. The man holds out a sheet of paper and a
Sign
pen.
paper.
Do you?
Sign
Tilda,
paper
this is so
with
exciting.
X. Because Zangief is illiterate.
You sign paper with X, because Zangief is illiterate.
Zangief not know language words.
No. We need your signature here, the recruiter says. What is this? It's an X, you say proudly. Well, we can't accept an X, he says. You need to print. A big man like me write like a child? You say angrily.
Only
The
growl.
recruiter looks around nervously. No. Okay, look. You say Zangief not know able to write language words. Only growl. That's great, he says, looking relieved. Now, you just need to growl for me. You are a little confused. Just growl, he says. You let out a low growl, which causes him to look nervous again. No.
Release
That's way too
tremendous
scary, he says. I
Russian
need you
bear
to growl
growl.
like. He thinks for a moment, like a bear.
This is
You release tremendous
This is how we sign
Russian
the
bear
paper.
growl.
You released tremendous Russian bear growl.
You take a deep breath and release a tremendous growl.
Whoa.
The entire building shakes, and nearby windows shatter as the sound waves travel throughout the city. You feel pretty good about your performance, but the recruiter looks very upset with you. Okay, that's enough, he says nervously.
Perform the
You're hired.
task for which I have been recruited. At length and with aplomb.
You perform the task for which you have been recruited, at length and with aplomb. You rush out of the recruiter's office and run to the window.
recruiter's office.
Come on, You say, "Come on." You peer out of the window, expecting to see your mother waiting for you. Instead, all you see is a platoon of police officers marching toward the building. You hear a loud pounding on the door. This is the police. Come out with your hands up. Your heart sinks as you realize there is no escape.
Call for support from my forest animal friends to defeat the evil American police.
You call for support from your forest animal friends to defeat the evil American police. You begin to scream at the top of your lungs.
Bob,
Bob,
Frank,
Doug,
Log, I need help. Over here. Your friends
won't
would let you down, right?
The police officers break down the door and rush into the office. They pin you to the floor and slap a pair of handcuffs on your wrists. You are dragged outside, where an angry mob has gathered to watch your humiliating arrest.
Perform the drop kick on the police officers.
You perform the drop kick on the police officers. You leap into the air and unleash a powerful drop kick on an officer. He flies backward, but doesn't go down. 4 other officers grab you and pull you to the ground. You are dragged into a paddy wagon and driven to the police station. That night, you are sentenced to 3 months in juvenile hall for assaulting a
Zangief
police
is
officer.
43.
Your mother is
Why
furious
have
and
to
you fail
go
most
to
of your
juvenile
classes for the
hall?
year.
Fail classes.
Because you committed a crime, your mother says. You can't just go around assaulting police officers. But he was trying to take me away from
But
Zangief. You
Zangief,
protest indignantly. Your mother is unmoved.
Zangief is
That
adult.
evening, the police
When
come to take you
adult
away.
commit
You are handcuffed and
crime,
driven to juvenile
don't
hall
go
in a
to
dark
regular
van.
prison,
The other
not
boys
ju-
bully you relentlessly,
not
as they know
baby
you aren't
camp,
ready to tell
not
them.
baby prison camp. No baby prison camp.
You say but Zangief is adult. When adult commit crime, adult go to regular prison, not baby prison camp. Your mother stares at you in disbelief. Are you serious with this? Are you really trying to tell me that a grown man should be treated the same way as a little boy? You think it over and realize she is right. Yes, Mom, you say sadly. I am serious. Your mother shakes her head. Well,
Can
you have a lot to
Can
learn about the world.
Zangief have a Burger King
Let's go home.
on the way home?
You say can Zangief have Burger King on the way home?
Sweet.
Of course, your mother says. She stops at the drive-thru and buys you both a meal. As you eat the delicious food, you feel much better. Your mother may be strict.
That
but
was
she
a
loves
sweet
you.
little story.
That night, you have a pleasant chat with Zangief and start
Oh
about
my
your day,
god.
and before you know it, it's time for bed.
Fuck.
You get under the covers and fall asleep instantly.
That was fucking wild. Hang on. Wow. Hang on, I gotta think about that one, huh? I'm gonna Wow. Hold on. Okay, I'm back. What are we gonna do now? A new story. A new story. I know. Alright. New story. We'll do a new survival. We are Andrew Yang.
Creature with a bow. He shoots an arrow at you, but it misses.
Oh, okay. The Lorien Woods hunting deer. Goblins are screaming. Alright. Small knife. Offer the goblins a UBI. See if he knows.
You offer the goblins a UB. You swiftly stab and kill 3 goblins. Your knife is unstoppable. The remaining goblins are scared of your knife and run away. The goblins are interested in the UB. They stop attacking and start thinking about how to use the money. You stab your knife into the chest of the nearest goblin, killing him instantly. The other goblins look at you in horror. You do a disco dance. You kill 0 goblins. The goblins are still staring at you in horror. You call the Goblin King on the phone. You call the Goblin King. He is very angry with you. You say, what can I do to satisfy you? How can I make you happy?
What now?
You appease the king. The Goblin King is appeased. He rewards you with 35 goblins. You drink and dance with the other adventurers. You sleep on the ground.
I think we broke it.
You run from the goblins, using the terrain to your advantage. The goblins are unable to catch you. The goblins are getting closer, but you manage to stay out of their reach. You start a new life. The goblins are swarming towards you, but you can easily beat them. You quickly stab and kill 83 goblins. Your knife is unstoppable. The remaining goblins flee into the woods.
Wow. Set the woods on fire to kill the remaining goblins.
You set the woods on fire to kill the remaining goblins. You set the woods on fire. The remaining goblins howl as they try to stay out of your reach.
Summon the fire elemental to really seal the deal.
You summon a fire elemental to really seal the deal. You summon a fire elemental. It burns the remaining goblins to a crisp. You kill 0 goblins. You start firing arrows at the trolls.
Fire arrows at the trolls like an absolute madman.
You stab and slice at the goblins with your knife. You kill 5. Then another 5. Before long you've driven your knife through and killed 20 goblins. You're surrounded by the goblin corpses with spears and shields lying everywhere.
Declare myself Lord Murder. Lord Muter.
You stab and slice at the trolls with your
Lord,
knife. You kill
Lord
5.
Muter.
Then another 5. Before long you've driven your knife through and killed 20
Kill
trolls.
the woods
The remaining trolls flee into
themselves.
the woods. You stab and slice at the woods with your knife. You kill 5. Then another 5. Before long you've driven your knife through and killed 20 woods. The remaining woods are barren and lifeless.
Rampage over the Goblin Kingdom, destroying every goblin in the land, and becoming the most successful goblin slayer of all time, as reflected on the survival mode leaderboards of AI.
You stab and slice at the goblins with your knife. You kill 5. Then another 5. Before long you've driven your knife through and killed 20 goblins. You're
Repeat
surrounded by the goblin
previous
corpses with
section.
spears and shields lying everywhere.
Repeat previous action.
You repeat previous action.
Repeat previous action. Repeat previous section.
You repeat previous action. The goblins look at you in fear, their eyes glimmering in the light. They run away, trying to get as far from you as possible.
Mm-mm. Let them go. Because you are tired. No. You are too good for them.
You let them go, because you are too good for them. You read the Mystic Scroll. You read the Mystic Scroll.
Eat the Mystic Scroll.
You eat the Mystic Scroll.
Watch old episodes of Saturday Night Live on DVD.
You watch an episode of Saturday Night Live. The goblins are swarming towards you, but you can easily beat them. You force the goblins to join you for an SNL marathon. You try to force the goblins to join you for an SNL marathon. You kill 127 goblins with your knife.
Lick the blood from my knife.
You lick the blood from your knife.
You're dead. Think about blood.
You think about blood.
I'm dead, huh? Well, shucks. That's the game. Skills. Little random skill. Hurl ice. That's interesting. I should publish this adventure. It's under this. Is that boop. Boop. Alright. Now we're good. Dukas. Alright. Now we're Dukas.
You think.
What's the featured scenario like today? I have a scenario generator. I love the scenario generator. What if I were to just grab a list from another tab? A list of words. A list of words separated by commas. I don't even care what the list is. That's all I care about is the format. Oh, okay, so here's something I can just words associated with politics. Let's get a big list of words. That's what we're doing. Nice. Oh man, this is gonna be good. This is gonna be good, everybody. Big old list.
A small town in the middle of nowhere. You're currently the sheriff, and it's a quiet day.
Okay.
A stranger comes into town. I need a room for the night. Sorry, we're full up at the moment, you say. Oh, where can I go? You think for a second. Go down the road a bit. You should find a place in the gas and go. Thanks, Sheriff.
Walk down. Mm-mm. You know what? No problem. It's been a slow day here at the cop shop. I will accompany you, sir.
You say no problem. It's been a slow day here at the cop shop. I will accompany you, sir. You and the stranger leave the police station. As you walk outside, you can feel the sun on your face. You think to yourself, man, it's a beautiful day. A strange feeling washes over you as you continue to walk with the gentleman. You have a strange feeling of déjà vu, as if this has
Say,
happened before,
sir,
or is
I
happening
know
again.
we have only just met, but do you have the feeling that we have met before?
You say, sir, I know we have only just met, but a chill runs through you. You can only guess that this is the same man who murdered you in your own police station. The stranger doesn't respond to your question. Instead, he reaches for his pistol. In a panic, you draw your gun and fire at the man. Your bullet hits him in the chest, but he does not go down. Instead, he draws his own gun and fires back at you.
Why?
You say why? Your vision fades to black as your blood stains the ground. Why did you do this? You ask in your mind, but no answer comes.
Well, it's short. That was really short, huh?
The man has killed you, and now he is gone. His work done, the assassin stands up from behind the desk that you were sitting at. He brushes his coat and hat clean of any blood stains that may have landed on them.
Jesus.
He walks out of your office and leaves the police station the way he came in. Outside, a horse tied to a hitching post awaits its rider.
What the fuck?
The man mounts the steed and rides off into the distance. Atop a high ridge, two shaded figures sit on horseback, watching the town in the distance. One of them pulls out an old oilcloth map and measures distances with a pair of dividers. The other holds a brass telescope to his eye, searching the town intently for any signs of movement. 3 days, the one with the dividers says in a gruff tone.
What the fuck? 3 days until what? We just died. It's making no sense here. I don't get it. I don't get it. Do you get it? I don't get it.
"3 days and he still hasn't been found. The whole town's out looking for him. You're sure he'll come back here?" The man with the telescope asks. Anyone in their right mind would come back to the only place where they can receive help. Besides, it ain't even a full day's ride to the border from here. If he does come back, we'll be waiting. What then?
What then? Crazy.
You gonna kill him? We'll see. Maybe. The man with the telescope looks back down at the town. I still don't understand what you see in him, he says as he hands the telescope over to the other man. Never understood why you're so bitter and angry. If I did, I might be able to help. The one now looking through the telescope chuckles.
All right, we're back. One more game, huh? Looking through the telescope. Let's see.
You? Help? You're a damn psychopath. Damn right. Why do you think he'll come back here? Because I'm practically the only one who treats him with any respect or friendliness. He's got nobody else.
Interesting story here.
He's alone. The two lapse into silence as one continues to look through the telescope and the other measures distances with the dividers. There. The man with the telescope says suddenly, I saw somebody move down in the town's only saloon. You're sure? Yes. Nobody's been seen in there since the search started. Well, somebody's in there now. Perhaps it's him. Get the others. We'll flush him out.
Is it him? Do you think?
You stay here and keep an eye on the town. Warn the others if he comes this way. Right. Be careful in that saloon. The place is probably filled with bottles and glasses from all the broken windows. We'll be fine. We used to do this for a living before we retired.
Interesting.
Let's go. The man gets off his horse and motions to several of the people in the group. The group spreads out as they go through town towards the saloon. The saloon is quiet, except for a few noises coming from upstairs. Looking around carefully, the men notice several different ways to break into the building. A trapdoor in the floor leading down to the cellar, a window that can be reached from a wooden plank, and the front door.
This has really gone in a unexpected direction. Kind of getting bored with this, actually. Let's get something new. This kind of sucks. Let's find a new list.
They split up and approach the windows, deciding to check them first. What's that? One of them says, pointing at something behind the wooden plank. One man walks over to take a look. It's a gold watch. Someone must have dropped this, he says as he picks it up. The men draw their guns and quickly move to enter the saloon through the window and trapdoor.
Right.
Not another step. A voice suddenly cries from the trapdoor.
It's kind of a whole Western. A whole Western.
The men turn to see a haggard old man with a shotgun standing behind them. I saw what you done. You devils. You killed my wife and boy and tried to burn down my farm. The men yell in protest, but the man fires his gun, hitting one of them in the chest and sending him falling onto the plank and into the saloon. The others fire back, hitting the old man several times and sending his body flying back through the trapdoor.
Wow.
They then climb down the ladder. Is he dead? One asks. I don't know. He'll definitely be injured, if not dead. Good. Let's go. The saloon is quiet, with only the occasional sounds of a breaking window or clinking bottle to be heard. The group slowly walks through room, looking around nervously as they try to spot the man they're supposed to arrest. The bartender stands behind the bar, looking at them nervously.
Alright, you know what? I'm just not into that. Sorry if you were into that. Let me know in the comments and we'll do another Western next time. I got a recipe for Cherry's Jubilee. And I want to know what you're going to do with it.
Take the dark road to sweet temptation with this luscious combination of
Go
cherries
on.
and rich brandy.
Go on. Tell me more.
This dessert is best served in small portions after a heavy meal. This recipe makes 6 servings. Prep time, 10 minutes. Cook time, 5 minutes. Instructions. 1. In a medium saucepan, whisk together the sugar and cornstarch.
Wow.
Add the cold water and then add the orange juice. Cook over medium heat.
That's
whisking
amazing.
constantly until the mixture comes to a boil. Boil for 1 minute until thickened. Stir in the cherries, orange zest, and cherry extract. Continue to cook for 1 more minute. 2. Remove from heat and stir in the brandy. Using a damp fork, poke holes in the bottom of each of the ice cream servings to help them from melting too fast. Divide among the 6 serving dishes and drizzle with any sauce remaining in the pan. Serve immediately or place in the freezer for a few minutes before serving. 3. Enjoy.
Okay. My goodness. Well, okay. In a medium saucepan. Well, you know what? Gosh darn it, that was pretty great. Let's do another recipe. There's something different this time, though. Maybe a recipe for something entirely different. I was gonna do like how to cook meth or something, but I don't want to get on a list. I don't want to Google that. How to make American cheese. How to make American cheese. That's gonna be a good adventure, I think. Oh yes. Where are the ingredients? Alright, it's not in that format. That's okay. That's okay. I'm just gonna put the pretty stuff on here. Boop. Okay, you know what? This is whole paragraph essay style recipes. Fucking drop that in. See what you do with it, Mr. Computer. I love this game. This is my favorite game. Automation, everybody. I love you. I love automation. I love this game. What a time to be alive.
College. Tags, school, coming of age, relationship, LGBT, drama. Information. This is the story of a young girl following her dreams
Wait a
while trying
second.
to navigate the harsh reality of adulthood. Victoria
Well, you just
Davis
added
had
a bunch of
dreamed
tags I
becoming a
didn't
doctor
add.
since she was little. However, her life has had many twists and turns, and it has caused her to
All
stray
right.
from her childhood.
Cheater. Falling back on what you know. Okay. I'll try to format something more suitable for you, Mr. Dungeon Man. Let's see what I got. How to make American cheese. Come on now. There we go. Boop. We got American cheese, folks. Here it comes.
You are in the middle of a kitchen. You can escape through the door, but you'll need to make something first.
What? Try again, kid. Try again. All right.
Hill Valley, California. You live in a small apartment with your family after having moved from Dallas. Your father got a new job here in California. You started a new school today. You thanked her for inviting you over and leave.
Okay. Some bullshit there. That's not what we're looking for. Lasagna. A lasagna. It's not a good accent. A lasagna. A lasagna. Balalaga. Balaga. Balar. Balor. Lasagna. Lasagna. There you go, lasagna. Generating the story.
Let's just say that you've won this cooking competition. Prize, a job at this gourmet Italian restaurant called Firenze. Tags, horror, dark fantasy, slavery. Setting, you are a slave for an abusive master calling himself the God Emperor. He has absolute authority over your life. You can be put to death for any reason or no reason at all. The only way to freedom is if the God Emperor dies. but
Why?
He is immortal.
Why do this? There. Now we're talking. Now we are talking.
In a large bowl, brown the sausage, drain and set aside.
Uh
In the
huh.
same pan, cook the
In the
ground
same
beef.
pan,
Drain
cook the
and
ground
return
beef.
the sausage to the pan.
Do-
In
do-
the
do-
same
do-
pan,
In the
saute
same
onions
pan.
till translucent.
Mm.
Add the garlic and saute for 1 more.
In
a
the
large
same
pot,
pan.
Bring 6 quarts of water to a rolling boil. Add 2 tablespoons
In a
of
large
salt
pot.
to the water. Then add the lasagna noodles and cook until al dente. About
In a
7
strange
minutes.
pan.
Drain in a colander and rinse with cool water. In a 4-quart bowl, mix together the meats, onions, garlic, basil, fennel seeds, 1/2 teaspoon salt, pepper, 1 tablespoon of the parsley and 1 cup of the parmesan.
Nice. This is a good one.
Spread a thin layer of the meat sauce in the bottom of a 13 by 9 inch baking pan. On top of the meat sauce, spread a thin layer of the tomato sauce, then lay 2 lasagna sheets on top. Spread a little bit of meat sauce on the lasagna sheets, then top with 1/3 of the ricotta cheese, half the mozzarella and 1/3 of the parmesan. Repeat layers until all the ingredients are used up.
Wow. Well, all right. Well, all right. You know how to make a lasagna. Good job, computer. Computer bot. Computer. 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 Computer.
End with a layer of lasagna sheets topped with the
Computer.
remaining meat sauce, tomato sauce and parmesan. Cover with aluminum foil and bake in the oven for 35 minutes. Remove the foil and cook for an additional 5 minutes. Let rest for 15 minutes before serving.
Computer. This is getting good. I wonder if I actually followed this recipe if it would work. Probably.
Serve with a salad and garlic bread. I'm telling
Now
you,
we're getting
the
crazy.
end of the world is coming. We must get to safety immediately.
We're doing
Calm
so well.
yourself, David, says Gertrude. David has been your neighbor for as long as you can remember, but ever since he converted to
Now
the
we're talking.
obscure religion, he's been acting very strange. You don't really understand why, but Gertrude finds him attractive. Sprinkle with the remaining parsley before serving. Serves 8 to 10 thanks to the reader who submitted this.
A successful recipe for lasagna. That's that.
Sprinkle with the remaining parsley before serving. Serves 8 to 10 thanks to the reader who submitted this.
Let's try it again.
Sprinkle with the You are a peasant, living with your family in the Middle Ages. Peasant, you have no name, for you are but a peasant. You wake up in your hay-stuffed bed. Your mother has left you some supplies for breakfast: 2 pounds dried mushrooms, 2 pounds pork, 1 pound flour, baking powder, 6 slices of American cheese, anchovies, 2 bell peppers, 6 eggs, 4 figs, 1 whole oyster. What would you like to eat? You may only have 2 pounds of supplies, but you can try to get more supplies if you want. Good luck. You eat all the American cheese and take a nap. Later in the day, you are found dead in your bed. You starve to death. This game is a parody of the games at churchnoobs.com and the choosers of the slain at the Church of the Jesus Fish website.
That's wild.
Please don't get angry at me if you're from either of those websites. This was just for fun, and I'm really glad there are people out there who find this stuff amusing.
Faye, hello. Thank you for dropping in. Are you still watching? Yes, you are. You have any suggestions? I'm in voice chat if you want to jump in the channel too, by the way. I'm giving it tags. See, we created a lasagna successfully by giving it the ingredients to make a lasagna. So it's really interesting. Let's see what else I could find. Maybe pancakes. Basic stuff. Buttermilk pancakes. This will be good. Come on, copy. Oh, you know, I gotta put it in the comma formatter. There we go. There she goes. Okay. And now, there we go. All right, butter melted. Butter melted. Alright, we'll put a large pile of dishes to do in the story. Maybe we'll do a story about a large pile of dishes.
It is your first day at Silver Lake High and you're nervous. Will you make any friends? What classes will you get?
Come on.
Will you even survive the school year?
I want to re-roll till I get a pancake recipe. Come on, AI. I know you want to give me a recipe. Hitler's in this one. Great. No thanks. Enough of that guy. Owner of the bakery. We're getting closer. Recipe. Come on. Give me a recipe for pancakes. You can do it, computer. Oh, you're thinking hard this time. Nope. No thanks. You know what? New one. We'll do one about dishes. There we go.
Well, I'm glad you're laughing. A house with a sink full of dirty dishes. You have to do them, but you don't want to. You have to wash each one individually, including the dish and hands that come with it. You'll probably get inspired at some point during this menial task. This power can be achieved once you have accumulated a certain amount of pages. How many is unknown, but it is typically around 500 pages.
Okay, where are we going with this? What do you mean by pages? Pages of what? Are we in a book? I'm confused.
This is a reference to Tom Spanbauer's book The Man Who Died a Lot, which was only 30 pages, but the author kept writing it over and over again with different stories.
The Man Who Died a Lot. That's a good story. The Man Who Died a Lot. Let's try this. Tom Spanbauer. Bauer. Bauer. Okay. Here are all 30 pages. The man who died a lot.
A man walks into a bar and asks the bartender for a beer. The bartender asks, "Why do you keep walking into this bar?" The man says, "It's because of the pretty women that keep throwing me out for drinking here." The bartender gets annoyed by this and tells the man to leave. The man then says, "That really hurt my feelings." The bartender gets angry and kicks him out.
I like this beat for beat story we're being told here. All right, what comes next? It's like page 1. Guy who was hit by lightning a lot, huh?
Into a bar and
Oh,
asks
a
the
woman.
bartender for a beer. The bartender asks,
Why do you keep walking into this bar?
The woman says,
It's because of the pretty
that
women
keep throwing me out for drinking here." The bartender gets annoyed by this and tells the woman to leave. The woman then says, "That really hurt my feelings." The bartender gets angry and kicks her out.
Where are we going with this? When's this pattern gonna complete, and where are we going, computer? We've had a man and a woman do the same thing. Will they meet up, or will there be a third? Like a child, an animal, a robot? Who knows? Ah. Okay, and that's not what we're looking for. I see. It's become a... That's a hot button. That's a hot button issue. The structure of the story is like a fugue, I guess. It repeats. Goes in and out. It's depressing. I kind of want to keep it going.
The man asks the bartender, "Why did you do that?" That beautiful woman was exactly what I've asked for.
Alright, that's enough.
bartender-
That's enough out of you, computer. Some new tags. More dishes. Huge pile of dirty dishes. Dishwasher, sink, kitchen, dishwashing, dish soap, and dishwashing gloves.
You awake in a house. You don't know where you are and how you got here. In front of you is a huge pile of dirty dishes. Grimy dishes pile up before you. You groan and start to pick them up. It's going to be a long night. You look around and notice a
Absolutely.
dishwasher. In front of it is a button marked "Load Dishwasher." Should you push it? You push the button.
I'm going to create a new Twitch account just for AI Dungeon, I think, so that I can... Maybe, should I separate this from the Yang Gang Broad Table account? Is this just kind of... has it gone too off course?
A huge car with a bunch of attachments comes out and starts to load the dishes in the dishwasher.
Is this why are people unsubscribing because of the AI Dungeon? I don't think we're losing any subscribers, actually.
The worst is over with
But
now.
maybe they don't really
Next
care
is
for this.
cooking the food,
Maybe I should
but
put it on its own
thankfully you have a
channel.
stove to
I don't
aid you
know.
with that.
Oh, I talked over the robot. Dishwasher loading complete, you sigh in relief. The worst is over now. Next is cooking the food. Thankfully you have a stove to aid you with that. Okay, examine my stove. I like this little game of the future. Future kitchen dungeon.
You examine your stove. Your stove is a marvel of technology. It is made up of a steel frame with many holes for the flames to come out of and many knobs and dials to set the flames at. Flames from different elements are used in this future. Hydrogen flames are blue, methane flames are almost transparent and orange, and coal flames are black. The most important knob is the exhaust knob, which is currently all the way turned over.
Alright, well. Begin cooking dinner.
You begin cooking dinner. You start cooking your dinner, which is a delicious steak with roasted potatoes and green beans. You set the dials to cook the steak, and wait. While you wait, you begin to feel parched. Looking around, you see a glass of water on a small table in the middle of the room.
Drink
Do
the
you want
water.
to drink the water? You decide that you don't need water for now, and continue cooking your food.
I drink the water.
You drink the water. You drink the water, and feel refreshed. You no longer feel like cooking dinner. Instead, you want to go to bed. You look to your left, and see a small metal door. The sign on top of it reads bedroom. It's late, you think. Maybe you should go to sleep.
Liver marinating in milk?
You
Oh
walk
my
into
gosh.
bedroom.
Weird. Not appealing. Not an appealing food.
You walk into your bedroom. You see a nice bed in the middle of the room. Above it is a banner that reads Sweet Dreams. The bed looks soft and comfy, and you are feeling very tired. You want to lay down on the bed.
I like how easy this computer makes it for me. It tells me what I want to do. Lay down in the bed. In the future, that's what AI will do. You want to lay down in the bed. Oh, thank you. I didn't know. I've lost touch with my feelings. Thanks, computer. I'm tired. You are in love with Jessica. Thank you,
Lay down
computer.
in the
I didn't
bed.
know. I've lost touch with my feelings. I'm tired. You hate your job. Thank you, computer. I know.
You lay down in the bed, and before long your eyes begin to feel heavy. Without warning, a nightmare wakes you from your slumber. You see monsters, demons, and beasts staring at you from outside
what?
of your bedroom. They
What?
break down the door
The
and begin to
fuck?
torture you.
Take
You scream
good
for
dream
help,
pill.
But nobody is there to protect you. You wake up in a cold sweat.
Some Ambien, I suppose.
You take good dream pill.
Zolpidem.
You go over to your nightstand and look for the pill bottle that contains the good dream pill.
Ah,
Lysergic acid diethylamide,
I see.
20 mg.
What
Take
is-
one before bed to experience positive dreams.
That makes
you
sense.
find the pill bottle and read over the instructions. It says to take one pill, so you pop one of the green pills into your mouth and swallow it with a sip of water. You drop acid. After taking the pill, you lay down in your bed. The demons
Oh, that'll
seem to
help
be
with the
following you,
demons.
staring at you from outside your bedroom door. They look scary, their eyes are beady, they have horns.
God damn
Some
it,
even have
computer.
forked tongues sticking out of their mouth. You try to ignore them and begin looking at the
What the
stains on your ceiling.
The
The
fuck?
stains almost look
Oh,
like
this
frost
is like a
petals.
Twilight
You
Zone.
stare in awe at how beautiful they are.
This is great.
Then, you notice one stain that's in the shape of a five-pointed star. The star begins to slowly expand, and the rest of the stains morph into a series of interlocking rings. Suddenly, you begin to feel the effects of the drug. The walls of your room melt away, revealing a vast,
All right.
endless sky.
Let's get
The stars morph
wild.
into pulsating, multicolored circles.
This is taking a turn.
You feel your body lift up, as if you're floating. You look down, and realize you have left your body behind. We meet again, James. You hear a voice say. You turn around, and see a tall man in a black robe standing behind you. His face is covered by a hood. Who are you? You ask. An angel, he responds. I'm here to lead you up here to heights. Where?
What the fuck?
You ask. Here to heights. It's what humans call the afterlife. He answers, I have chosen you to become a part of my world. Anything
Oh, this is a good one.
to do? You ask. Just follow me. The angel turns around and begins to rise up towards here to heights, followed by yourself.
Oh, wait.
You look down, seeing your body below you. It seems so far away, almost like it's someone else's.
This is so strange. This is fucking dark.
You soon enter the clouds, which seem to act as a fog bank. Soon, the world around you becomes nothing but white. Then, you enter here to height. You see a city built from clouds. It seems to be made of whitish blue stone. The angel's buildings are tall and elegant. Everything seems so serene and orderly here. This way, the angel says, leading you to the center of the city.
Oh, the narrator's quiet? Shucks. Oh, the volume's all the way up. Maybe I should turn down the beats. Beats were too loud. Beats were too loud. Okay, I'll know for next time.
Many angels, clad in the same black robes as yours, fly around the city on their own business. None of them seem to take notice of you. You soon arrive at a massive building. The angel stops in front of it and looks up at it. Welcome to the Council of Angels headquarters, he says. I must leave you here. The rest of the journey is up to you.
This is quite a story.
You say thank you. How can I ever repay you? You are already following the correct path. Thank you for showing me the way. With those words, the angel turns around and flies away, back to his building. You stare at his receding form for quite a while. You look up at the massive building in front of you. There seems to be no door. The angels' buildings are strange like that. Suddenly, you feel a force pulling you forward, towards the massive building. You float up to it and pass through the wall. Inside is a massive chamber, fit for a king. An old man sits in the middle of this room, wearing a long, black cloak. He stands up as you enter. "Welcome," he says. "My name is Mortimer. I am the master of this facility. I'm James." "I know. I have been expecting you." "You have?" you say, very surprised. "Of course," Mortimer continues. "We knew a human would find this place eventually. We just did not expect it to happen in our lifetimes. So few ever make it past the demons." Mortimer begins to circle you. "So, you made it here. Congratulations. That means you're the smartest human to ever live. Maybe one day, you'll get out of here." "What? What was the point of all that?" you ask, very confused. "The point?" asks Mortimer. "Why, fun of course." Mortimer laughs. You stare at him in disbelief. After a few minutes, he stops laughing. Yes, I know. He says, "Cruel, but fun nevertheless. Now tell me, how did you like the trip? Was it scary? Exciting? Downright petrifying?" "Ah, fun," you say, still in shock. "Yes, very fun." "Good." Mortimer says, "Maybe you're not as dumb as you look."
Wild.
You cough up a little blood. Mortimer frowns, his smile disappearing from his face. Oh dear, he says, "seems like our trip took a toll on you. That won't do at all. Our healers will fix you up in no time." Mortimer snaps his fingers. A group of cloaked figures appear from the shadows. "Fix him," the master says, "but keep him alive. We'll have more fun later. I promise." The cloaked figures nod and walk towards you. They grab your arms and begin to drag you away. You don't struggle. What's the point? They drag you into a room filled with medical equipment
This is
and half
terrible.
corpses. The figure begin to work on you.
Alright, that's a good place to end it. Alright, guys. Thank you. Thank you for watching. We got a show pretty soon, so I gotta prepare. Goodbye.